Alright, that was a lot of wanking. 1975 Fender jazz bass, made in the USA. In the 70s, there was kind of a transition period for jazz basses. They, in about 75, they started going to they had some design changes in the typical jazz bass. For one, 1975 typically did not have a 4-bolt neck here, a neck plate. This is a 4-bolt. The serial number on the neck plate definitely coincides with 1975. So this is a 1975 jazz bass, but there's some weirdness to it, some anomalies. Again, this was probably put together with some parts from 73, 74. The other change that they went to also is they went to a truss rod adjustment or adjuster up here on the headstock as opposed to at the bottom of the neck. So this has the adjuster right here, the bottom of the neck. So serial number and everything coincides to 75, probably put together with parts from 73 or 74. Another change that they did from the 60s to the mid-70s jazz basses is they changed the pickup spacing. So instead of 3.6 inches from neck pickup to bridge pickup, it's 4 inches, and that was from around the mid-70s, 75 to maybe the early 80s, and then they went back to the 60 spacing. So again, 4 inches from mid pickup here to the bridge pickup, 4 inches. So you're going to get a little bit more of a mid-range with this pickup, with your bridge pickup, since it is closer to the bridge. Alright, another change too is the thumb rest, which is the thumb rest here. It was on the bottom here next to the G string, so you could kind of grip it and play with your thumb. So they changed it probably due to the request of many bassists that didn't like it down here by the G. They preferred it here, and obviously this player, whoever had this bass, dug in and made this really nice divot here. So obviously the player played with his thumb and placed here on the thumb rest, and that was his home. And also this bass had pickup covers, one on the neck pickup and one on the bridge pickup. And actually the bridge pickup cover covered the bridge and the bridge pickup, so it was this huge metal thing, and then the other one covering the neck pickup. So the only place you could really put your thumb was right here. So obviously this player did that. Another cool thing about this bass, it definitely exemplifies the mid-70s, early 70s construction, I wouldn't say flaws, but construction anomalies that they used to have in Fender. They would take a bass that was finished already in the standard color and would overspray it with a custom color. So in 1975, Lake Placid Blue was a custom color, and this bass was originally black, which was a typical catalog off-the-shelf color. So they took it and they oversprayed it without stripping it and taking the finish off. So this is an alder body bass also, alder body. So it was black, oversprayed in Lake Placid Blue. really, really cool thing about this bass, it is the original finish. It doesn't look like Placid Blue, it looks kind of checked, weird green, aqua green, but the original finish you can see is right here. This is where the bridge pickup cover was. Kind of cool, you can see the original finish. So this had the pickup cover on it for God knows how long, years and years and years, and everything else kind of changed color. So it's kind of cool, you can see the original finish. And in the sun, it might be tough here, with some light you can actually see it's almost iridescent. You can see the blue poking through and the green, and it's very checked. The finish is just nice and used looking, so it's kind of cool. And then back here you can see the blue, and you can see some chipping going on here. So everything is original on this bass except for a few things. The strap buttons were changed. The neck pickup is, who knows what it is, not sure, but it's a different pickup. It's a replacement. And the G-string saddle was replaced. And a few of the screws for the pickup cover and the control cover were changed, but pretty much all original. Really, really an incredible bass, and very, very cool to play, very fun to play, and it's unique looking. So let's move on to the neck. The neck is definitely typical 70s jazz bass. Very skinny, very thin, very comfortable to play. Very thick finish on the neck. The neck finish is still, it's pretty much flawless. It's incredible. After all the years and years of all this playing, that thick finish is still going strong, and it's and it's on there. There's no wear and tear on it. I think you can see kind of where whoever had this bass played a ton, but still the finish is there. The tuners are all original, and the finish is just nice and just faded and just really, really thrashed. I mean, you can just tell this is a player's piece, a player's instrument. Whoever had this smoked, you can see the burning there, so I'm sure this bass has seen a ton of bars and outdoor venues, and just probably left for days with no regard for its safety, and it has weathered through the test of time. So pretty incredible bass. The nut has been changed. The frets are pretty much, I think, the original frets, and it does need a fret job. So there's indentations and there's funk and muck in there, and it's actually pretty cool. As far as sound-wise, the one person to really take this bass, the 70s, mid-70s to later 70s basses, and put his stamp on it and really give them that signature tone is Marcus Miller. He has I think it's a 1975 or 1976 jazz bass. And having the bridge pickup closer to the bridge definitely makes a difference in tone on the bass. It's a little bit more mid-rangey. In band situations, I've been playing this bass on a lot of different gigs. I do have to bump up the mids on my amp a little bit to have it kind of poke through, but it's big and round and it's pretty fat sounding. So there's the open string. And that's all the controls pretty much wide open. So yeah. And then amp-wise, I'm trying to play or give you an idea of how the bass sounds in its natural state. Obviously, I can't control everything. I'm going basically straight into a Little Mark bass head, a Little Mark II, Mark bass head I should say, a Little Mark II, plug straight in, going flat on the amp, going through an Aguilar GS112. So whatever you're picking up on the camera, it's pretty much true to flat, but then again, there's things I can't control, so the tone will vary a little bit, but it's a very good sounding bass straight into an amp. I really like the tone. So that was both pickups all the way up. If you turn down the neck pickup to get the bridge pickup, you definitely get that Jocko-ish. if I back off the bridge pickup and just play the neck pickup, you can get that P bass. So you can get a lot of different tones out of this bass. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm enjoying finding out more and more about the instrument. It's kind of an archaeological dig on an instrument to kind of find out exactly what it's been through. It's kind of cool. So, anyways, 1975 Fender jazz bass. So I'll do a little close up. That's the front, the back, the neck, and the front. Whoa, 3D. Go 3D. All right, see ya.
Thank you.